I'm at the entrance of Grosvenor Park, arguably Chester's premier green space. Now, Grosvenor Park Lodge dates from 1867, the same year that the park opened. For context, 1867, for those of you who might be watching across the pond, it was the year that the US purchased Alaska from Russia, and it was the year that Canada became a dominion within the British Empire. Back here in Britain, Queen Victoria had been on the throne for 30 years, and the Reform Act had just given some more men the vote, but not all men, and no women had the vote. The lodge is by the eminent local Victorian architect, John Douglas. John Douglas was the architect who designed the Eastgate clock, which is arguably the icon of the city of Chester. The lodge is built in the half-timber vernacular revival style, although John Douglas did many other styles of buildings, and you only have to look through the gates of Grosvenor Park onto Grosvenor Park Road to see some of his brick buildings, which are built in a more Germanic style, and they were built in the late 1870s, 1880. The lodge and other features that John Douglas designed for the park were his first commission, or his first recorded commission, for the Grosvenor family. The park itself, the overall design was by Edward Kemp, and he was superintendent at the groundbreaking Birkenhead Park. The park was a gift to the city by Richard, the second Marquis of Westminster. He had all the land bought, he paid for the design, he paid for the planting, he paid for John Douglas's work, and he paid for the buildings, and he then gave the park to the city of Chester for the people to enjoy. If you look up at the building, there's some very colourful statues. There's King William I, so that's the conqueror, and there's 7 Norman Earls of Chester, starting with Hugh Lupus, the wolf, and he has a silver wolf head on his shield, and ending with John the Scot. Now, John the Scot died in 1237 without an heir, and subsequently the earldom went to the monarch. The present Earl of Chester is Prince William. There's also a lot of symbolism on the building, and this relates to both the Grosvenors and the city of Chester. So, for example, there's the city coat of arms. For the Grosvenors, you have the Grosvenor family shield, which is a golden wheat sheaf on a blue background. You also have a portcullis, and that represents Westminster. Hugh Lupus was William the Conqueror's stepsister's son, so sort of nephew. The Grosvenors trace their family history back to one Gilbert le Grosvenor, which means master of the hunt or big hunter. And he is said to have been the nephew of Hugh Lupus. So very much the Grosvenor family has a Norman heritage, hence the symbolism on the lodge. So this 1867 building here at the entrance to Grosvenor Park is full of symbolism, and it tells a lot of the history and heritage of the city of Chester, as well as its association with the Grosvenor family. And that's my 4 minutes up in Grosvenor Park.